To be Christian, do you have to be a moralist? Many people think Christianity is a moral religion, a set of rules to be followed, an invisible code that follows you everywhere, like an instruction manual slipped into the inner pocket of your jacket. You open it when you have doubts, you close it when it suits you. A list, this yes, this no. If you do this, you are in the right. If you do that, you are in the wrong. If you behave well, you're in. If you make a mistake, you're out. Now stop. Do you really think God crossed time and flesh to play the role of inspector? Do you really imagine Jesus as someone who takes notes, marks mistakes, puts red crosses in the notebook of humanity? If that were the case, Christianity would be just another morality. Perhaps more refined, maybe more poetic, but not different. And yet, no. Christianity was born for another reason. It was not born to tell you what you must do, but to stop you while you are running away and tell you who you are. Christianity does not begin as a morality. And today, to some, this sentence sounds almost like blasphemy. Because we live immersed in morality, we breathe it in. We judge constantly. We judge without realizing it. A comment, a photo, a badly worded sentence. And immediately the trial begins. Public, fast, without appeal. Guilty everywhere. Purity required. No room for error. And yes, Christians often do it too. And when they do, they are not defending the gospel. They are betraying it. Because Jesus never enters the scene as a moralist. He does not arrive with a finger raised. He does not present himself as a corrector of behavior. And yet over time many have reduced him to this, to a teacher of good manners, to someone who teaches you how to behave properly, to someone who tells you what you must do to deserve God. But Jesus did not come to teach people to be good. Said this way, it hurts the ears. It almost sounds wrong, and yet it is decisive. If Christianity were only a morality, it would be no different from many religions, and not even from many philosophies. Islam has a law, the Sharia, which orders gestures, relationships, public and private life. Judaism also has a law, a holy law, a law received on the mountain, a law that enters daily life, in food, in time, in work. But the Torah is not a cold list. It is a road traced through the desert. It is a people walking, knowing where to place their feet. That law was leading toward Jesus. And in fact, Jesus is born within this Jewish world. Jesus is Jewish. He grows up within the law. He knows it. He breathes it. He does not destroy it. He does not despise it. He does not erase it. He passes through it, like passing through a door that until then no one had dared to open. And there something unexpected happens. Jesus does not write a new law. He does not add a code. He does not strengthen the system of control. He does something more destabilizing. He shifts the center. When they ask him, "What is the greatest commandment?" he does not answer like a jurist. He does not quote an article. He speaks a word you cannot put into a regulation. You shall love. Not you shall obey. Not you shall fear. Not you shall conform. You shall love. And from that moment on, religion is no longer safe. Because love is not safe. It is not orderly. It does not allow itself to be locked into a chart. The law can be written. Love cannot. You can hang the law on a wall. Love grabs you in the gut. The law tells you what to do tomorrow morning. Love wakes you up at 4 in the night when everyone else is sleeping. And Jesus knows this. That is why he does not build a system. He builds a fracture. From that moment on, being correct is no longer enough. Being in order is no longer enough. Because you can be irreproachable and completely dead inside. The Pharisees know this well. They know every detail of the law, every fold, every exception. And yet Jesus looks at them and calls them whitewashed tombs. Clean on the outside, empty on the inside. Not because the law is evil, but because it is not enough. Jesus never says, "You are wrong because you know the law poorly." He says, "You are wrong because your heart is far away, and you do not fix the heart with a regulation." That is why Jesus does scandalous things, not theoretical things, concrete things. He enters the house of those no one wants to associate with. He sits at table with people who stink of sin. He accepts bread from the wrong hands. Zacchaeus is a collaborator, collecting taxes in the name of the Roman invaders. A man enriched at the expense of others. Jesus does not put him on trial. He lifts his gaze, calls him by name, and says, "Today I am coming to your house. Not tomorrow, not when you have fixed yourself. Today." And that dinner changes everything. Not because Jesus explained a better morality, but because someone felt seen without contempt. The woman caught in adultery is already lost. The stones are ready. The sentence is clear. Jesus does not debate the law. He bends down. He writes on the ground. Time slows down. Hands lower. Stones fall. And only after saving her life, only after setting her back on her feet, does he tell her not to return to sin. First life, then the path. This order is not accidental. The good thief has no time. His body is nailed next to Jesus on the cross. His breath is short. He cannot make amends. He cannot prove anything. And yet one sentence is enough. Remember me. And Jesus promises him paradise. Not because he has become better, but because he had faith in Jesus. Jesus does not justify evil, but he refuses to reduce a person to their mistake. And here Christianity definitively separates itself from a moral religion, because morality looks at the act. Christianity looks at the person. First the person, then the act. That is why Christianity does not begin with a "you must." It begins with a "you are." You are a son. You are sought. You are called by name. Morality, if it comes, comes later, and it changes its face. St. Paul understands this in the hardest possible way, not in books, but falling from a horse. He knew the law. He observed it. He defended it with violence. And yet inside he was empty, convinced he was in the right. He was persecuting life. Then he is thrown to the ground, blinded, disarmed. He does not receive a new rule. He receives a question. Why are you persecuting me? It is not a legal accusation. It is an open wound. From that moment, Paul will not say, I learned to respect the law better. He will say, it is no longer I who live. His body feels it. He travels. He is beaten. He is imprisoned. And yet he is free. For Paul, the law by itself does not save. It can indicate the good. It can denounce evil. But it does not give the strength to live. That strength is born elsewhere. And that is why God in Christianity does not appear as a distant legislator, but as a father who runs, who stumbles, who dirties his clothes. The son comes home destroyed in the parable of the prodigal son. He has prepared a speech, an orderly confession. The father does not let him finish. He embraces him. He covers him. No morality, only an embrace. And this is intolerable for those who want a controllable world, because love is not manageable. You cannot lock it in a safe. You cannot program it. That is why Jesus dares to say the impossible. Love your enemies. No law can impose it. No court can verify it. Either it is born in the heart, or it is not born at all. And when it is born, it overturns everything. Martyrs do not die for a rule. They die because they can no longer deny what has changed them. Christians are not champions of morality. They are wounded people. Francis of Assisi strips naked in the square, not to prove something, but because he can no longer live as before. Augustine weeps reading his own life, not because he broke an article of law, but because he wasted time far from love. Teresa of Calcutta gathers bodies that no morality wants to see. Wounds, smells, death. When Christianity becomes only morality, it becomes cold. It becomes heavy. It hurts. But its heart is elsewhere. A man who says, follow me. Not fix yourself. Not conform. Follow me. Morality can order. Only love saves. And whoever truly encounters it does not simply become better, becomes new.